So, DICE has broken their silence regarding Battlefield 2042, and the Battlefield Direct Communication Twitter account tweeted a post titled Battlefield Briefing, Launch Update, and the Road Ahead. This was a surprisingly lengthy blog post regarding the near future of the game regarding patches, and it actually goes into a lot of detail as to what those changes actually are going to be. A lot of the changes were miscellaneous bug fixes, but we're going to be picking out the highlights and talking about those. So before we get into the video, hit the like button. It really does help the channel out. And if you like content like this, hit the subscribe button. I post, well, basically 7 days a week now. And thank you guys so much for hitting 13,600 subscribers. You guys have been awesome on the support with all the videos lately. So without further ado, we'll get into the update here. Like I said, this is a very lengthy post. It details 3 separate updates, the first of which is actually coming the day after this video is posted, November 25th, followed up by a further, quote-unquote, more substantial update in early December. They also state that they are working on another update that they're looking to deploy in advance of the holidays. They also state in addition to these updates, they will also be sharing more about Season 1 of Battlefield 2042 in, quote, early 2022. Moving on to the first section of the post, it's about servers and performance. Basically, they go on and state that they've done some back-end work that they feel has made the servers more stable, and then they actually go on to say that, and I quote, in very rare instances, we're seeing that our servers aren't correctly registering hit markers, which means they're talking about hit reg. And I find it very interesting that they would say very rare instances, because it literally happens nearly every single gunfight. So I don't know how dumb they think we are, but we see right through that. At least I hope you guys do. After that, they go on to talk about gunplay and weapon balance. Right up front, they finally acknowledge that the mouse input in the game is bugged. This is actually a huge statement from them, and I'm very glad to see them actually acknowledge this publicly, because it is one of the most important problems in the game, and it should get fixed ASAP. But unfortunately, they state that the mouse input fix is scheduled for the 3rd upcoming update, so that's a little bit unfortunate. They also state that they are aware of inconsistencies regarding console aim assist, and they actually heavily talk about spread / bloom / deviation, whatever you want to call it. Call it spread for the sake of everyone's sanity. And this is very welcome as well, because they acknowledge it's bugged, specifically on weapons like the AK-24. And they go on to detail changes that are coming in the most recent update, which is the November 25th update. That is tomorrow. Update number 2 will include changes to reducing spread globally when zoomed and moving, improving stationary zoomed accuracy for many weapons. Spread now decreases faster and earlier when pacing shots. They say this means more success with single fire or short bursting, and they actually nerfed the PP29's vertical recoil slightly. This is a stupid nerf. It will not do anything. I will still have no recoil with the PP29 because it doesn't have much recoil even if you increase it. Also, the PP29 wasn't overpowered. It was just the only gun in the game that actually sort of hit people, which is why everyone was using it. So this is a nerf to please the masses. It's really not going to amount to anything, but the other changes are extremely welcome to actually see, and I honestly hope it makes a decent impact to the usability of other weapons. Further changes to gunplay and stuff like that are coming in update number 3. Those changes are fixed an issue where spread would be too high when trying to fire while zoomed right after sprinting for some portal weapons, and they're actually nerfing the NTW50, which is the primary 50 cal anti-vehicle / one-shot sniper weapon. Apparently that was 4-shotting tanks. So yeah, they're reducing its effectiveness against vehicles, which is welcomed. More changes coming with November 25th's patch include improving soldier revives, a respawn protection system that will apparently help prevent any extraneous issues that can leave a player in a down state. They're re-enabling the UAV-1 for Battlefield Portal. They stated that it was apparently overpowered, and they are nerfing the hovercraft and the little bird, as well as, quote-unquote, dispersion has been reduced for all weapons except shotguns. I think what they mean by dispersion is spread. I'm not sure why they're using two different terms for it in the same post, but I don't know. They then go on to state that the full update notes will be available today, actually. So if you're watching this on November 24th, I will try to find the official patch notes and link it down below, or you can go to Battlefield Direct Communication Twitter, which will also have linked down below, and you should be able to find the patch notes through there. As far as the overall highlights for the upcoming patches, I've picked out a couple things here that we'll go over. There have been a ton of user interface and matchmaking changes, so that experience should be overall smoother. They're introducing weekly missions, providing sets and challenges that reward cosmetic unlocks. So I'm sure we'll all be hyped when they finally add anime skins to Battlefield to match Call of Duty. I'm sure everyone will be very happy about that. They fixed a multitude of rendering issues with the maps, and apparently they did over 150 individual fixes and improved level geometry so that you don't get stuck as often, which I don't find you get stuck as often as you do in BF5 in this game, but it's nice to see them actually addressing that. A more detailed fix within the map section is, quote, resolved multiple spawning issues. Now, hopefully that refers to the fact that the defense team on Breakthrough spawns in the middle of the open on the majority of the maps. I don't think it does, because I think that would be mentioned specifically, but we'll see when the update drops itself. Portal is receiving some overall UX improvements and actually some new game mode templates. The new game mode templates that they're adding are Vehicle Team Deathmatch, Team and FFA Gunmaster, and Infection templates. So go crazy with that. There's actually a massive section for Hazard Zone, but I'm going to be honest, nobody cares, so I'm not even going to mention anything. For base game Breakthrough, they are tuning capture times because they felt that some points were taking too long to capture, and I agree. Sometimes you would have the entire team on a point, and it would actually take like nearly a minute to capture it, so I would like to see that sped up a little bit. In the general section, they mentioned that they actually patched the map geometry so vehicles will not fall through the map as often, so that's great. And most likely the most important change of all in here, they updated their tornado and smoke visual effects. I for one, was disappointed in the tornado's visual effects, and I felt that I needed to lose even more FPS when it actually spawned on the map. So I am very elated to see this. Probably one of the most important sections is the vehicle section here. They mentioned that they fixed an issue where countermeasures such as flares didn't work, and the missiles actually fired at you would ignore the flare and then relock onto you and kill you anyway. So they fixed that problem. They made the exit position for vehicles more consistent. They made improvements to controller vibration, fixed an issue where the Nightbird rockets hitting the ground can appear frozen, thus having a vertical missile just stuck in the ground all the time. They added a toggle option for vehicle boost, and a very interesting change that I will see what it means when the patch drops, but they said balanced Nightbird minigun spread buildup and convergence. The most important thing about the convergence thing is, with the Little Bird, you have to aim either to the left or right of someone to actually hit them. If they actually corrected the convergence points of the minigun, this could be a insane kind of shadow buff for the Little Bird miniguns. So we will see if that's actually what that means or not. As far as other vehicle fixes, unfortunately, there are really no mentions of nerfing attack helicopters or the Bolt, so those vehicles are going to be strong for the foreseeable future. The weapons section of changes features the same changes I mentioned earlier regarding spread, but something interesting I found, fixed the 8x scope having a faster ADS time than the other scopes. This change kind of bums me out, because I honestly didn't have a problem with the 8x ADS time being that fast. It's not like it ADS'd instantaneously, so I don't know, that just seems kind of like a lame fix. But one of the most underrated fixes in this entire thing is they reduced the switch back to weapon delay after throwing a grenade. I cannot tell you how many times I have died because I cannot get my fucking weapon up after I threw a grenade. I'm so happy to see this change. I hope it's actually substantial. Some of the final sections include massive changes to the HUD. There's a whole list of HUD changes here. Nothing super important like adding opacity options, but they fixed a bunch of bugs and added a bunch of quality of life things. Moving on to the audio section, they mentioned actually focusing on the directionality of the audio here. Specifically, improved reliability of various ability sounds when off-screen, such as reviving, the ballistic shields, flares, wingsuits, vehicle smoke discharges, and system repairs. The next section details a bunch of specialist bug fixes and stuff like that, although I will mention that Pike's wall hack ability actually now detects people above and below her. So it's not, now it's basically a sphere a wall hack sphere around you when you activate her ability. So that's going to be extremely powerful. It was already strong, so I assume that'll be used even more now. But the rest of the post is mainly a bunch of miscellaneous soldier and melee bug fixes, which are welcome. I will link this post in the description down below if you want to read it. Remember that if you liked the video, please drop a like on the video. It really does help the channel out. And if you want to see more of this, subscribe to the channel and make sure to turn notifications on so you do not miss an upload. Follow me on Twitter at EndersFPS, and I stream every single day at twitch.tv/Enders. I pushed my stream times back recently so that people in other parts of the world find it easier to watch me. So hopefully I will see you there. Let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think of these patches? Do you think it will substantially help the game? Are you on the fence? Do you want to see the proof in the pudding? I personally do. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you guys, and I will see you guys later.